Tell me your story, Max. Come on, tell me your story. What burned you out, huh? Kill one man too many? See too many people die? Lose some family?
Mel Gibson doesn't just fire guns on screen. He transforms them into extensions of raw intensity that define entire decades of action cinema. While other actors treated firearms as disposable props, Gibson forged legendary characters through his authentic mastery of weapons, ranging from Revolutionary War muskets to post-apocalyptic hand cannons. Today, we're counting down the 8 most iconic firearms that made Mel Gibson the action legend who defined what it means to be dangerous on screen. Number 8. Smith & Wesson Model 10 Revolver, the forgotten backup, lethal weapon. Before Martin Riggs became synonymous with the Beretta, Gibson's suicidal cop carried the Smith & Wesson Model 10 as his backup weapon. This choice reveals critical character psychology that most viewers completely missed. The Model 10 represents old-school LAPD tradition, the kind of reliable backup that veterans trusted when everything else failed. The Model 10's .38 special chambering fires a 158-grain bullet at 770 feet per second through its 4-inch barrel, delivering 209 foot-pounds of dependable stopping power. Weighing 31 ounces with a 6-round capacity, this double-action revolver served as standard issue for countless police departments from 1945 through the 1980s. Gibson's Riggs carries this wheel gun as a constant reminder of his past. The Model 10 was the weapon of his father's generation, representing traditional police work before semi-automatics revolutionized law enforcement. When Riggs draws this backup revolver in critical moments, he's not just pulling another gun. He's reaching back to fundamental values that keep him anchored when his suicidal impulses threaten to consume him completely.
How's it feel, sucker?
The Smith & Wesson Model 10's trigger system provides both single-action precision and double-action speed, making it adaptable to any tactical situation. The 4-inch barrel offered the perfect compromise between concealment and accuracy, while the .38 special cartridge provided proven street performance without excessive recoil. Watch Gibson's handling in the early Lethal Weapon films. He treats this revolver with unconscious familiarity, revealing Riggs as a cop who came up through traditional training before trauma transformed him into the unhinged warrior audiences know. The Model 10 connects him to his past life, before his wife's death pushed him to the edge. Original Smith & Wesson Model 10 revolvers from the 1980s era sell for $300 to $600 depending on condition, while pristine examples with documented LAPD provenance can command $1,000 to $1,500. Modern variants remain in production, running $400 to $700 new, but backup weapons tell only part of the story. Our next firearm reveals Gibson's tactical precision. Number 7. Remington 700 BDL, the negotiator's edge, Ransom. In Ransom, Gibson's character, Tom Mullen, faces every parent's nightmare, and the Remington 700 BDL becomes his precision instrument of desperate determination. This hunting rifle wasn't chosen for tactical operations. It was chosen because it represents an ordinary man pushed beyond his limits, using the tools available to achieve the impossible. The 700 BDL's .30-06 Springfield chambering launches a 165-grain boat tail hollow point at 2,800 feet per second through its 24-inch barrel, delivering 2,873 foot-pounds of devastating long-range energy. Weighing 8.2 pounds with an internal magazine capacity of 4+1, this bolt-action rifle represented American sporting firearms at their finest. Gibson's Mullen uses this rifle in one of cinema's most tense standoffs, where precision matters more than firepower. The 700 BDL's legendary accuracy, combined with its hunting pedigree, makes it the perfect choice for a wealthy businessman who would own quality sporting rifles but possess no tactical training. The Remington 700 series earned its reputation through consistent sub-minute of angle accuracy, making it the choice of both hunters and military snipers worldwide. The BDL variant featured upgraded wood stocks and metalwork, appealing to discriminating shooters who valued both performance and aesthetics. What makes Gibson's use of this rifle so effective is the desperation it conveys. This isn't a trained operator with specialized equipment. This is a father using everything available to save his son, transforming a sporting rifle into a weapon of focused vengeance. The bolt action mechanism forces deliberate shot placement, building tension as Mullen must make every round count. The movie showcases the 700's effective range, with Gibson's character attempting shots that push both the rifle's capabilities and his own limited skill. This authenticity separates Ransom from typical action films where heroes magically become expert marksmen. Original Remington 700 BDL rifles from the 1990s sell for $600 to $1,200 depending on condition and chambering, while current production models run $800 to $1,400. Custom variants with premium barrels and stocks can exceed $3,000. Precision matters, but sometimes history demands authenticity beyond modern firearms. Number 6. Brown Bess Flintlock Musket. Revolutionary Justice. The Patriot Gibsons. Benjamin Martin in The Patriot wields the Brown Bess Flintlock musket, the very weapon that won and lost the American Revolution. This choice demonstrates Gibson's commitment to historical authenticity, even when smoothbore muskets create unique filming challenges that modern rifles would eliminate. The Brown Bess fired a .75 caliber lead ball, weighing approximately 550 grains at 1,000 feet per second, delivering 1,220 foot-pounds of devastating close-range energy through its 42-inch barrel. Weighing 10.5 pounds with a single-shot capacity, this muzzle-loading musket represented military technology that shaped the 18th century. The Brown Bess earned its nickname through unknown origins, but its service record speaks clearly. From 1722 through 1838, this musket armed British forces across global conflicts. The smoothbore barrel sacrificed accuracy for reliability, making it nearly impossible to misfire, even in the chaos of Revolutionary War battles. Gibson's Martin uses the Brown Bess with desperate efficiency, understanding its severe limitations. The smoothbore design made the weapon inaccurate beyond 75 yards, forcing revolutionary militia into close-range engagements where courage mattered more than marksmanship. The Flintlock ignition system worked reliably in trained hands, but required constant maintenance in field conditions. Watch Gibson's loading sequences in The Patriot. He performs the complex 12-step loading procedure with practiced speed, revealing Martin as a French and Indian War veteran who mastered this weapon through brutal experience. The Brown Bess required paper cartridges, precise powder charges, and careful ramming to achieve any accuracy. The film's authenticity extends to tactical application. Gibson's Martin understands that volley fire created psychological impact more than precise shooting, while individual musket fire at close range could be devastating. The bayonet attachment transformed the Brown Bess from firearm into pike, making it effective in hand-to-hand combat when ammunition ran dry. Original Brown Bess muskets in collectible condition command $8,000 to $20,000 or more, depending on provenance and variant, while quality reproductions used in reenactments and films run $1,200 to $2,500. The Patriot's production used numerous reproduction muskets built by respected manufacturers. Revolutionary weapons built nations, but modern handguns built Gibson's tough guy persona. Number 5. Taurus PT99, the underground choice, Payback. Porter's Taurus PT99 in Payback reveals Gibson playing against type. This Brazilian semi-automatic wasn't the weapon of Hollywood heroes. It was the weapon of criminal underdogs who couldn't afford premier firearms, but needed absolute reliability in life-or-death situations. The PT99's 9mm chambering drives a 124-grain jacketed hollow point at 1,140 feet per second through its 4-inch barrel, delivering 357 foot-pounds of proven stopping power. Weighing 34 ounces with a 17-round magazine capacity, this double-action semi-automatic offered firepower that doubled traditional revolver capacity. Gibson's Porter carries the Taurus because he's a criminal operating in the shadows, not a cop with department-issued weapons. The PT99 represented affordable reliability in the 1990s, making it the practical choice for criminal professionals who needed performance without premium prices. The Taurus design borrowed heavily from the Beretta 92 platform, featuring the same falling block locking system and double-action trigger mechanism. However, Taurus improvements included ambidextrous controls and a frame-mounted safety that allowed cocked and locked carry. What makes Porter's weapon choice brilliant is the character statement it delivers. This isn't James Bond with custom weapons. This is a tough criminal who treats guns as tools, not status symbols. The PT99 gets the job done without drawing attention, perfectly matching Porter's brutal efficiency. Gibson's handling reveals Porter's professional competence. He performs malfunction drills instinctively, maintains proper sight alignment under stress, and understands the weapon's capabilities without overestimating them. The 17-round capacity provides sustained firepower during Porter's one-man war against the criminal syndicate. The film showcases the Taurus in realistic combat applications. Close-range engagements, multiple targets, and the need for concealment all favor the PT99's compact design and substantial ammunition capacity. Porter's weapon becomes an extension of his ruthless determination. Original Taurus PT99 pistols from the 1990s sell for $250 to $450 on the used market, while similar current production Taurus models run $300 to $500 new. The affordability that made this weapon popular with criminals also makes it accessible to budget-conscious shooters today. Underground weapons serve specific purposes, but military rifles define conflicts. Number 4. M16A1 Rifle. Combat reality, we were soldiers. Lieutenant Colonel Hal Moore's M16A1 in We Were Soldiers represents Gibson at his most authentic, portraying actual combat with weapons that defined the Vietnam War. This rifle choice wasn't Hollywood creativity. It was historical accuracy honoring soldiers who fought with early versions of America's longest-serving military rifle. The M16A1's 5.56mm NATO chambering fires a 62-grain full-metal jacket bullet at 3,110 feet per second through its 20-inch barrel, delivering 1,330 foot-pounds of high-velocity energy. Weighing 7.18 pounds with a 20 or 30-round magazine capacity, this selective fire rifle revolutionized infantry warfare through controllable, fully automatic fire. Gibson's Moore carries the M16A1 during the brutal Battle of Ia Drang, where American forces first confronted massed North Vietnamese army units. The rifle's early teething problems became legendary, with soldiers reporting malfunctions that required immediate action drills under combat conditions. The M16A1 featured triangular handguards, a 3-prong flash hider, and the original direct impingement gas system that created reliability concerns in jungle conditions. The rifle required constant cleaning and quality ammunition to function properly. Lessons learned through brutal combat experience. What separates We Were Soldiers from typical war films is Gibson's authentic portrayal of leadership under fire. Moore uses his M16A1 competently, but spends more time coordinating forces than engaging targets personally, reflecting actual battalion commander responsibilities during combat operations. The film showcases the M16's advantages over previous battle rifles. The lightweight construction allowed soldiers to carry more ammunition, while the high-velocity cartridge produced devastating wounds through temporary cavitation. The selective fire capability provided both precision and suppressive fire from the same weapon. Gibson's handling demonstrates proper military training. He maintains trigger discipline, performs immediate action drills without hesitation, and understands ammunition conservation during prolonged engagements. Moore's professional competence with the M16A1 reflects career military service, not Hollywood heroics. The Battle of Ia Drang scenes reveal both strengths and weaknesses of early MS-16 variants. When properly maintained, the rifle provided unprecedented firepower. When fouled by jungle conditions and inadequate cleaning, it could malfunction at critical moments. This authenticity honors soldiers who fought with imperfect weapons in impossible conditions. Original M16A1 rifles are restricted as fully automatic weapons, with transferable examples commanding $30,000 to $45,000 for licensed collectors. Semi-automatic reproductions built on original lower receivers run $1,200 to $2,000, while modern AR-15 variants inspired by the M16 design start at $700. Military rifles define conflicts, but post-apocalyptic weapons define genres. Number 3. Sawed-off double-barrel shotgun, the Road Warrior's icon, Mad Max, series old. Max Rokitansky's sawed-off double-barrel shotgun didn't just appear in Mad Max films, it defined post-apocalyptic cinema for generations and created a visual language that every wasteland warrior who followed would attempt to replicate. Gibson's choice to wield this brutal weapon transformed a simple hunting shotgun into the ultimate symbol of frontier justice in a world where civilization collapsed and only the strong survived. The sawed-off 12-gauge double-barrel fires 2.75 inches of double-aught buckshot, containing 9.33 caliber pellets per shell at 1,200 feet per second, delivering over 2,000 foot-pounds of devastating close-range energy per barrel. With the barrel cut down to approximately 14 inches and the stock shortened to pistol grip configuration, weighing around 6 pounds loaded, this weapon became the perfect blend of portability and overwhelming firepower for a lone wanderer in the wasteland. The technical modifications that created Max's iconic weapon revealed deep understanding of post-apocalyptic survival priorities. The original sporting shotgun, likely a side-by-side configuration from manufacturers like Stevens, Savage, or Parker, featured 28 to 30-inch barrels designed for bird hunting. The radical barrel reduction transformed ballistic performance completely, trading effective range for devastating spread patterns at close quarters. Gibson's Max carries this shotgun because it represents pragmatic survival in the wasteland, where complexity equals vulnerability. Double barrels require no magazines, feed mechanisms, or complex actions that could fail. 2 shells, 2 triggers, absolute reliability. When ammunition is scarce and mechanical failure means death at the hands of marauding gangs, simplicity becomes the ultimate tactical advantage over more sophisticated firearms. The break action design meant Max could visually verify the weapon's loaded status instantly, a critical advantage when facing multiple threats in rapidly evolving situations. The external hammers provided manual safety through half-cock positions, while the simple fixed firing pins eliminated failure points that plagued more complex firearms in harsh desert conditions. The sawed-off modification transformed a sporting shotgun into a close-quarters combat weapon, optimized for the brutal realities Max faced daily. The reduced barrel length sacrificed range and pattern density for devastating spread at close distances. At 15 feet, both barrels fire simultaneously delivered 1833 caliber projectiles, each approximately the diameter of a 9mm bullet, creating an unkillable zone of destruction that compensated for snap shooting under stress. What made Max's shotgun legendary was Gibson's handling throughout the Mad Max franchise. He breaks the action with casual authority that speaks of thousands of repetitions, extracts spent shells without looking while scanning for threats, and reloads while maintaining situational awareness of enemies closing from multiple directions. Max treats this weapon like an extension of his body, revealing years of survival experience in the wasteland where hesitation means death. Gibson's physical performance with the shotgun created iconic moments that defined the character. The one-handed break open while walking, the casual extraction of spent hulls, the deliberate insertion of fresh shells, all performed with the muscle memory of a man who lived with this weapon. These weren't trained movements. They were survival instincts hardened through endless encounters with road gangs and wasteland predators. The Mad Max films showcase the shotgun's psychological impact beyond its ballistic capabilities. When Max levels that sawed-off double barrel at enemies, they understand immediately they face overwhelming force at close range. The weapon's brutal simplicity matches the post-apocalyptic setting perfectly, where advanced weapons failed due to lack of spare parts, specialized ammunition, or maintenance requirements, but simple designs endured. The visual language of the sawed-off shotgun communicated volumes about Max's character evolution. In the first film, he carried police-issue weapons as a law enforcement officer. By the road warrior, he wielded the sawed-off as a lone survivor who abandoned civilization's rules. The weapon represented his transformation from defender of society to pragmatic survivor who trusted nothing but proven simplicity. Gibson's Max understands the shotgun's severe limitations and plans tactics accordingly. He closes distance before engagement, using his vehicle and environmental cover to get within the weapon's effective range. He angles for maximum devastating effect, positioning himself where both barrels can cover multiple threats. Most critically, he conserves ammunition religiously, knowing that 2 shells means 2 chances, making every trigger pull a conscious decision about life and death. The films depicted this ammunition scarcity realistically. Max scavenged shells from defeated enemies, traded precious resources for ammunition, and often faced overwhelming odds with just 2 rounds between survival and death. This scarcity created tension that semi-automatic weapons with large magazines could never achieve. The sawed-off's simplicity also provided tactical advantages beyond reliability. The weapon required no batteries, electronic sights, or complex mechanisms. It functioned in sandstorms, after vehicle crashes, and when dunked in contaminated water. This absolute reliability made it the perfect weapon for a man who trusted nothing but himself. The cultural impact of Max's sawed-off shotgun extended far beyond the Mad Max films. Every post-apocalyptic movie, video game, and television show that followed borrowed this visual language. The sawed-off double barrel became shorthand for wasteland survival, instantly communicating that the wielder operated outside civilization's rules. The sawed-off configuration created legal complications for collectors, as barrel length restrictions in most jurisdictions classify shortened shotguns as regulated items requiring federal tax stamps and extensive paperwork. Original vintage double barrels suitable for conversion sell for $300 to $800, while legal short-barreled shotguns requiring federal registration command premium prices due to regulatory complexity. Reproduction prop guns used in films can sell for $1,000 to $3,000 to collectors who want the iconic look without legal complications. Post-apocalyptic weapons defined genres, but hand cannons defined intimidation. Number 2. Das Desert Eagle. 50 AE, The Intimidator, multiple films. Gibson's occasional use of the Desert Eagle 50 caliber Action Express represents the ultimate expression of overwhelming handgun power. This Israeli-designed hand cannon wasn't practical for most applications. It was psychological warfare materialized in 8 pounds of steel and titanium that announced one simple message: overwhelming force wielded by a man who refused to lose. The Desert Eagle's 50 Action Express chambering launches a 325-grain jacketed hollow point at 1,400 feet per second through its 6-inch barrel, delivering 1,415 foot-pounds of devastating energy. Weighing 4.38 pounds empty with a 7-round magazine capacity, this gas-operated semi-automatic pistol represented handgun power previously reserved for hunting rifles and big-bore revolvers. To understand the Desert Eagle's significance, consider the context. Most 9mm handguns deliver 350 to 400 foot-pounds of energy. The legendary 45 ACP produces around 400 to 500 foot-pounds. The Desert Eagle's 50 Action Express cartridge delivered nearly triple that energy, putting it in the same category as .30-30 rifle cartridges that hunters use for deer. When Gibson's characters wielded the Desert Eagle, they made statements about overwhelming force that transcended tactical considerations. This weapon couldn't be concealed, carried comfortably, or fired rapidly. It existed solely to deliver maximum intimidation and stopping power, making it perfect for characters who needed to project absolute dominance when facing impossible odds. The Desert Eagle's gas-operated action set it apart from every traditional recoil-operated handgun. This rifle-like mechanism, using propellant gases tapped from the barrel to cycle the action, allowed it to cycle the massive 50 Action Express cartridge reliably. The rotating bolt system, virtually identical to AR-15 rifles, provided the strength necessary to contain pressures that would destroy conventional handgun designs. However, this engineering marvel came at the cost of size and weight that made conventional carry impossible. The weapon measured over 10 inches long, with the standard barrel, stood over 6 inches tall, and required hands of substantial size just to grip properly. The The trigger reach challenged shooters with smaller hands, while the recoil energy, though manageable due to the pistol's mass, still produced substantial muzzle flip that slowed follow-up shots considerably. Gibson understood the Desert Eagle's role as a specialized tool. In films where his characters needed maximum psychological impact or faced threats requiring extreme stopping power, the Desert Eagle delivered both. The distinctive profile, instantly recognizable to audiences and adversaries alike, communicated serious intentions before a single shot was fired. The thunderous report, producing muzzle blast exceeding most rifles, announced that someone carrying this weapon meant business. The 50 Action Express cartridge produced muzzle energy exceeding many rifle cartridges, making the Desert Eagle one of the most powerful semi-automatic handguns available to civilians. Ballistically, it surpassed the .44 Magnum revolver that Dirty Harry made famous, achieving similar energy levels with semi-automatic firepower. However, the substantial recoil, limited ammunition capacity of just 7 rounds, and enormous size restricted practical applications to very specific scenarios. What made Gibson's use of the Desert Eagle effective was restraint. He didn't carry it constantly like some action heroes who treated hand cannons as fashion accessories. He deployed it strategically when the situation demanded overwhelming firepower, respecting the weapon's specialized nature. This selective application made each Desert Eagle appearance memorable, positioning it as the ultimate problem solver when conventional weapons proved inadequate. The Desert Eagle's operation required specific technique. The gas system demanded proper grip and stance to function reliably, as limp wristing could cause malfunctions. Gibson's characters handled it with the authority of men who understood these requirements, maintaining firm grips and solid stances that allowed the massive pistol to cycle properly. The weapon's accuracy potential exceeded most shooters' abilities. The rotating bolt design and heavyweight barrel provided mechanical accuracy rivaling precision rifles, though the substantial recoil and awkward ergonomics limited practical accuracy for most users. In Gibson's hands, the Desert Eagle delivered fight-stopping hits because his characters understood shot placement mattered more than raw power. The Desert Eagle's cultural impact exceeded its tactical utility. It became a symbol of excessive power, appearing in action films when directors needed to convey serious firepower without resorting to rifles or machine guns. Gibson's occasional use added to this mystique, positioning the weapon as something extraordinary that appeared only when situations demanded solutions beyond conventional firearms. The hand cannon's presence in Gibson's filmography represented character moments when diplomacy ended and overwhelming force became the only language adversaries understood. Each appearance carried weight precisely because it was rare, making the Desert Eagle a special weapon reserved for special circumstances. Desert Eagle pistols in 50 Action Express sell for $1,800 to $2,500 new, while used examples run $1,400 to $2,000 depending on condition. Limited edition variants with titanium gold finishes, custom engravings, or special configurations can exceed $4,000, reflecting the weapon's status as a collector's piece beyond its practical applications. Hand cannons deliver intimidation, but one weapon defined Gibson's entire action career. Number 1. Beretta 92F, the Lethal Weapon series. Here stands the firearm that made Mel Gibson immortal in action cinema, Martin Riggs Beretta. 92F isn't just the most famous handgun in the Lethal Weapon franchise. It's the weapon that defined buddy cop movies for an entire generation and established Gibson as the ultimate action hero of the 1980s and 90s.
Oh! Come on! Get out! Fast! Move!
The 92F's 9mm chambering fires a 124 grain-jacketed hollow point at 1,150 feet per second through its 4.9-inch barrel, delivering 364 foot-pounds of proven stopping power. Weighing 33.3 ounces with a 15-round magazine capacity, this double-action semi-automatic represented the cutting edge when LAPD transitioned from revolvers to high-capacity handguns. Gibson's Riggs carries the Beretta because it represents the modern warrior, the cop who adapted to changing times while maintaining old-school values. The 92F's 15-round capacity doubled traditional revolver firepower, while the double-action trigger system provided both safety and instant response. The Beretta's falling block locking system borrowed from the classic Walther P38, provided exceptional accuracy and reliability. The open slide design allowed dirt and debris to fall free, making it remarkably resistant to malfunctions, even when neglected by suicidal cops who didn't care whether they lived or died. What made Riggs's Beretta legendary was Gibson's authentic handling throughout 4 Lethal Weapon films. He performs speed reloads instinctively, transitions between targets naturally, and demonstrates proper trigger discipline, even during comedic moments. Riggs treats this weapon as an extension of his combat training, revealing the Vietnam Special Forces background that made him dangerous. The Lethal Weapon series showcased the Beretta in every tactical application imaginable. Close quarters combat, precision shooting, underwater operations, and sustained firefights all demonstrated the weapon's versatility. Riggs's Beretta became as much a character as Murtaugh's pragmatism. Gibson's character development through the series paralleled his evolving relationship with the Beretta. In the first film, Riggs treated his weapon with suicidal indifference. By the 4th film, his professionalism with the Beretta reflected his growth from unstable warrior to family man who still possessed lethal skills. The Beretta 92, F's selection by the U.S. military as the M9 service pistol validated its design, though controversial testing and selection processes created ongoing debate. Law enforcement agencies worldwide adopted the platform, making it ubiquitous in 1980s and 90s action films. Riggs's specific handling techniques became iconic. The 2-hand weaver stance, rapid magazine changes, and instinctive target transitions set standards that influenced both real-world training and Hollywood action choreography. Gibson's military advisor background showed in every frame. The Lethal Weapon films created the Beretta's cultural status beyond its military and law enforcement service. When audiences think cop gun, they visualize the 92F in Riggs' hands. No other weapon captured the transition from revolver to semi-automatic era so completely. Gibson trained extensively with the Beretta platform, achieving proficiency that allowed filmmakers to showcase authentic handling in close-up shots. His familiarity with the weapon created a naturalism that separated Lethal Weapon from films where actors clearly struggled with their firearms. The Beretta's reliability became plot armor for Riggs. Throughout countless gunfights across 4 films, his 92F never malfunctioned, jammed, or failed when he needed it most. This Hollywood reliability reflected the platform's actual performance record, where properly maintained Berettas functioned through extreme conditions. Standard Beretta 92 F pistol sell for $550 to $750 new, while used examples run $400 to $600. Limited editions and special variants can exceed $1,500. The actual screen-used Beretta from the Lethal Weapon films would command enormous prices at auction, potentially reaching 6 figures for authenticated props from the original film. Mel Gibson's firearms evolution tells the complete story of action cinema's transformation across 3 decades. From Revolutionary War muskets to Vietnam rifles, from post-apocalyptic shotguns to modern semi-automatics, each weapon reflected not just the character Gibson portrayed, but the era that produced these films. The Beretta 92 F stands above all others because it captured lightning in a bottle, combining the perfect weapon with the perfect actor at the perfect moment in cinema history. When Gibson drew that Beretta as Martin Riggs, he wasn't just playing a cop. He was defining what action heroes would look like for the next 30 years. That's not acting. That's creating a legend that transcends the films themselves and becomes part of cultural history. Mel Gibson's legendary firearms reveal a pattern that separates authentic action stars from Hollywood pretenders. From the brown Bess musket that won independence to the Beretta that defined modern action cinema, each weapon tells the story of an actor who understood that guns aren't just props. They're extensions of character, symbols of evolution, and tools that reveal everything about the men who carry them. Gibson succeeded where countless action stars failed because he respected the weapons that shaped history and the men who wielded them with deadly purpose. Whether facing Revolutionary War battles, Vietnam combat, post-apocalyptic wastelands, or Los Angeles streets, his weapon choices reflected authentic understanding of both firearms and character psychology. From 18th century flintlocks to 21st century semi-automatics, Gibson's journey through cinema mirrors America's evolution through technology and conflict. Each gun represents a different facet of the warrior spirit: survival, justice, vengeance, and ultimately redemption. Which Mel Gibson weapon captured your imagination? Drop your thoughts below and hit subscribe for more deep dives into the authentic firearms that built cinema legends. Until next time, remember that legendary performances are built on respect for the real tools that shaped our history. In Gibson's hands, steel and lead became instruments of immortality,